Welcome lazy gamers, welcome back to Civ6. In this video, we will take a closer look at Pedro of Brazil, dive into a game and talk through common choices you may have to deal with. Pedro is a strong leader with a situational ability. Brazil offers some fun traits here and the combination makes for a great game. But you do need some RNG help to turn the game into a snowball. With the right start, hopefully get some key wonders, get the right pantheon, and hopefully a focused and curated religion, Pedro becomes unstoppable for most victory conditions you may be going for. All things being equal, Pedro does well for a religious or a culture victory push. Let's talk about some turn 1 considerations here. I'd like to settle on a hill, something that gives me 2 production, either that or on a luxury, or on a rice or a cattle tile for the 3 food city center. Either of those combinations can work. Try your best to not crush a rainforest, especially if you spawn on a rainforest, but if you don't have any other option, that's fine. Use the search filter and look for your rainforests around your map so you know exactly where your holy sites can go. Now a challenge here is if your best holy site spot falls on a wooded area, you will need mining before you can put the holy site down. And that can become a problem. That can delay your holy site, which can potentially delay your pantheon, which can potentially delay your religion. Generally speaking, placing a holy site on a tile that doesn't have woods or rainforests is going to be optimal. Let's talk about these core abilities and then talk about some strategies for the victory condition you see. So Pedro II is magnanimous. After recruiting or patronizing a great person, 20% of its great people points or great person point is refunded. If you recruit a great writer, you get some of it back. So your next great writer is that much easier to get. And pretty much for all great people. It's a fantastic ability for a great people focused game. The main ability for Brazil is the Amazon, where rainforest tiles provide +1 adjacency for campuses, commercial hubs, holy sites, and theater squares. And they grant +1 appeal to adjacent tiles, instead of the usual -1, which is pretty huge for a culture focused game. Because a large part of your culture victory does come down to how much appeal you have, and that appeal pretty much decides whether you can put down national parks and other improvements that give culture. Because in the late game, the culture that your empire is making translates into raw tourism. The Brazilian unique unit is the Minas Gerais, which is a replacement for the battleship. It's unlocked at nationalism, and to be honest, unless you have any kind of a war game going, it's not something you will be basing your game on. But it's a good thing to have in your back pocket if things are going south. But generally in a culture win focused game, you do want more friends than enemies on the board. So generally speaking, war is not on the table if you're trying to win culture. Now, if you're pushing for a religion victory, war could be a bigger component of your eventual strategy. And having a unique unit, especially like a mid to late game unique unit, might make the difference. But the most important Brazil traits are the 2 unique districts that Brazil gets. One is the Street Carnival, which is the replacement for an entertainment complex, and the other is a Copacabana, which is the replacement for the water park district. Both the Street Carnival and the Copacabana function very similar to the entertainment complex and the water park respectively, except for you unlock a unique project that is unique to Brazil, which is the Carnival. And when the Carnival project is running, your cities get an extra amenity, and at the end of the Carnival project, you get a burst of, or rather a chunk of, great people points, which in a culture game, when you're pushing for great writers, great artists, musicians, maybe the odd great scientist or the great merchant, it is invaluable. It's a fantastic ability. Every mature city in your empire should have either a street carnival or a Copacabana, depending on the land it's on. Let's briefly talk about the map settings for this game. This is a standard map size 8 civ game. We're not picking any unique civs. We'll see who the game gives us. This is a deity game with 8 city states. This is a continents map, but I am playing with sparse resources here. Sparse resources do create a challenge while you're planning your districts, while you're planning your empire. Every once in a while, you do not get or you get starved for some natural resources, which you may have to work around. It makes for a fun game, I think. The start position is going to be legendary, but we are playing with temperature hot and rainfall wet, just so that we know that there is going to be ample amount of rainforest to work with. The only game modes here are going to be barbarian clans and monopolies and corporations. I was debating whether I want monopolies and corporations on here. But because we are playing sparse resources, I left that on just for the unique weirdness that can happen. I intentionally stayed away from secret societies because I know off the bat that there is a strong likelihood that this game is going to be a culture win focused game. If we enable secret societies, it just makes it so much more likely that I'll pick void singers and the game just becomes easy after that. And we are keeping heroes off for this game, pretty much for the same reason. I think heroes, the AI does not do too well with recruiting the right heroes that the AI could use, and more often than not we get more than our fair share of them, and it just imbalances the game. Here are a couple of things that play well with Pedro in Brazil. First, the Sacred Path Pantheon can be overpowered. Pedro has a rainforest jungle bias, and with Sacred Path you can easily get a 5+ adjacency holy site. That means with a combination of work ethic and scripture, you can easily get a 10+ faith and production holy site. Add the great person Hildegard to the mix and that's another +10 science on holy site. Adjacencies can totally go bonkers, but you do need a favorable spawn and lots of rainforests. Number 2, Oracle can become a game-breaking wonder. Oracle makes it cheaper to recruit great people, and with Pedro's ability that refunds great people points, simply means that with the correct setup, you will be recruiting tons of great people. Number 3, don't chop rainforests. The adjacency to districts is huge for Brazil, so plan your districts around that constraint. In the late game, you might find yourself crushing a few jungles, but by then your snowball should be well underway. Number 4, because of the rainforests, Chichen Itza is just the perfect wonder to plan for in a rainforest-dominated city. The culture and production from that is fantastic. Mid to late game, you're going to stick to the top of the Civ6 tree, so getting to conservation, having the ability to build lumber camps on rainforests become quite strong. And if you can do this in your capital, you will have a very, very strong capital. Now, as far as starting strategies is concerned, the most default way to play is to take astrology first with a plan to put down a holy site ASAP. If it has high adjacency, run holy site projects to get the profit ASAP. Now, the AI generally does not favor work ethic, so even if you get a late religion, you will very likely get work ethic, but you want the religion and work ethic early or as early as possible for the extra production. Very important if you're trying for Oracle later, because that extra +5, +6 or whatever it is going to make it that much easier to land Oracle when you're able to. And to that end, after Code of Laws is done, get foreign trade and mysticism in that order, regardless of whether it is boosted or not. Just beeline for it so you can start the Oracle as soon as it's available. The +4 on the holy site is interesting and I'm definitely leaning for it. But I also want my settlers out ASAP.
As it turns out.
Alright. So we have 2 wonders within settling distance. I think I'm gonna go for the settler here. With 4 I put down my holy site. It's not I don't know if that's gonna be the right play or right call. We will be delaying our religion, but I think it'll be fine. Unfortunately, both the wonders, Kilimanjaro and Uluru, are close to deserts. In fact, Uluru is like smack in the middle of deserts. Let's take a look at our rainforests here. And that +4 is because of 3 rainforests. Not ideal. So there is another +4 there, which has 4 rainforests. And I think I'm going to try and get that. In fact, it's +5. Okay, let's place the holy site down right there. Yeah, decisions made. We get our holy site first, and then we will get our settlers out. We do have 2 wonders to settle, so like an interesting conundrum, right? Once I get the holy site, I do want to rush for a religion, which means I'll be running a few holy site prayers, which means I will delay my settlers. But the settlers are going to be so good because they're going to be 2 very good wonder settles. And we met Amanitor. So she's due southeast of us. I should send my neighbors a delegation really, and I missed out on sending it to a monitor. If you don't do it on the turn that you meet them, whether they accept or not, if you forget to send them a delegation the turn you meet them, then it becomes impossible for them to accept a delegation from you until much later in the game when they are more amenable or friendly towards you. Just one of those things that it's easy to forget, but try not to. A monitor does have a desert bias, and she definitely benefits from settling on desert or near deserts. So there is a very good chance that she will forward settle us. Not exactly forward settle us, but she will settle us into Uluru, which could limit the amount of land we actually have. So I think between Kilimanjaro and Uluru, I don't know. I think Kilimanjaro first, just for the yields, and there is definitely some more rainforest up north for the Kilimanjaro city to actually use that. The Uluru settle is, yeah, it's not going to be a great city unless I make it a great city. It'll need some help though. That land really needs work. Sweet. Sacred Path is available and we got it. And we are at plus 10 faith now. So which means I think we have 5 turns to the settler, but I think everything needs to wait. I think I need that plus 10 production from getting a religion ASAP. I mean, I still have one plan and to go for the oracle right after, as soon as I have mysticism. And I think I need to get the religion up now. I think in total I'll definitely need 2 holy site prayers, most likely 3.
When you find yourself in a...
Oh good god. Babylon's in the game. So a side effect of having Babylon in the game is your barbarian camps can get teched up or can get crazy very quickly. And we have Byzantium, we have Basil. So I think on this, it's a continents map, so there are 4 civs. I'm expecting there are 4 civs, possibly 5, depending on how big the continent is. But our immediate neighbors, I mean, we have met all our neighbors here. We have a Monitor, we have Basil, and we have Hammurabi, who can be really scary. Byzantium is kind of close, and I think we could get some settle pressure from him, or he might forward settle towards us. Same with the Monitor, actually. They're both capable of forward settling us. Babylon looks like he's a bit further away. Since we have secured our Golden Age next era, I think we're going to overshoot the numbers in this era for the era score anyways, because I'm fully expecting to get a religion this era itself. But as far as our Golden Age, in the next Golden Age, I mean, it's a no-brainer. We'll definitely be picking monumentality.
I like to say I practice now.
Right, so mysticism is done. I think switch to urban planning here. I think we need the production. In fact, we need all the production we can get now. And honestly, as far as civics is concerned, I don't care which direction we go. I think we just need to head for political philosophy as soon as possible. Okay, we are about 10 turns away from... Okay. I'm going to place the oracle down, but debating whether I want to run another holy site prayer here, but it's fine. On Deity games, after a while, you have to kind of YOLO things a bit. Right, his capital is right there. So any Uluru settle I do is going to go close to him. Or rather, a Monitor will treat it like a forward settle. I think next turn I will have the faith to buy the profit outright, and I think I will do that. Yeah, let's do it. And I think we will be forced to a religion, which is fantastic.
Thousands have lived without...
Although we have a good chunk of rainforest in our area, it feels like I could have used more rainforest really. Alright, religion time. I think I'm gonna call this one Moo. And we pick work ethic for sure. And I think religious colonization. We don't have any cities in place, so this will just help spread my religion faster. And the production from work ethic has cut down the turn times on the Oracle by quite a lot. It is amazing.
Writing is easy.
So Basil is friendly towards us, and I think it might make sense to... Yeah, let's see. I think we want to friend the world. Friend as many civilizations, as many leaders I meet. And to be honest, if I can friend a Monitor and Babylon, and if I wanted to, I would forward settle them after the declaration of friendship is in place. Classical era, golden age.
I shot an arrow into the air.
Except Babylon, everybody's in a normal age. That's fine. We will big monumentality here. We are a few turns away. And I think I'm going to try and chop out. Or maybe not chop out. I think I do need builders here. Yeah, these tiles could definitely use improving. Improving luxuries is important because it'll allow me to sell things. We will lean into settlers soon enough.
I sprang upon the swift ship in the form of a dolphin.
Alright, step 2, we have the Oracle.
Also the altar itself.
Having the Oracle is going to make culture victory that much more, I want to say easier, but it's not about easy. It's about great people recruiting. So if the right great people show up for us to use our faith on, we definitely will. But as Brazil, having a strong religion with good attributes and getting the Oracle is actually huge. So as far as the capital is concerned, the capital needs to prioritize campus and theater squares. So I could finish my settler here, but I think I'm going to hold off. Yeah, population is key. I do want to place down my campus before I think about settlers, because my population will drop, and that's going to create problems. I'm going to think about this. If I go Magnus, then I want to chop all the woods. And I don't want to crush. I could place the district down right now, but I'll lose out on the production from the chop.
Look back over the past.
We have early empire, so let's assign Magnus now.
It is not that life is short.
So Ayutthaya is highly contested right now. The Monitor has dumped a ton of points in Ayutthaya, and I definitely want Ayutthaya as my ally eventually, but it might be a while before that happens. I could put a point in Nagasargamu. There are 3 militaristic city-states on our continent here, and at least the capital gets a benefit from building civilian units, or units basically, and settlers and builders count, and that one extra production definitely helps things happen faster. We have raised enough gold, and I think I'm gonna get that swordsman, because I don't want that camp to distract me. That camp needs to die as soon as possible. Alright, let's suzerain Preslav for the era score. Preslav doesn't... yeah, it gives you loyalty for every encampment building that you have, and I doubt we'll be building any encampments this game. That was purely for the era score itself, because I would like to continue or get into a back-to-back golden age. But yeah, but long term we don't care about Preslav. But right now it might just serve a purpose. Continent is pretty much explored on its own. I can definitely auto-explore these guys. Alright, so Monitor looks like she is friendly towards us. I'm going to try and see if she will friend us. Excellent. Okay, that is actually very good news. Let's start with open borders with Babylon. For a culture win, generally you want open borders with everyone the first chance you get, and you need to be diligent about making sure that you keep those open borders going.
Without craftsmanship.
Okay, let's place down a campus now. And finish it. Let's see which scientists have gone. Okay, the first group of scientists have already been picked, and I think it's going to be hard to gain scientists this game anyways. We will have to rely on faith buys to get scientists that we want. And to be honest, I would like Hildegard, but I think the other civs in the game are definitely science heavy and leaning on science a lot more than we have been, and it might be hard. We will try for Hildegard, but if we don't get it, it's fine. It's just one of those things that I've sort of planned. Get Sacred Path, get Work Ethic, get Oracle, get Hildegard. Everything just kind of fits in that plan, but if one of those things don't happen, that's fine. We'll be fine. The jungle tiles next to the volcano are going to get crushed. When the volcano goes off, that is. So I'm in half a mind to actually harvest them. I could make a play for the hanging gardens, and I think I'm going to try. It's a volcanic spot, which typically, like volcanoes, if they go off, they do not affect wonders. So you can safely place down wonders next to volcanoes. And that does open up a great +4 theta square just on the adjacency from the wonders. Actually, it will be a +5 because there is one rainforest next to it. And I could totally put down the street carnival, and that will raise the adjacency even more. And if I plan this right, I could even try for the Colosseum. There are so many things to do. In the classical era, getting to horseback riding and ironworking is actually fairly important, because if you're early enough to build a horseman and a swordsman, you do get an hero score. Now, if you buy a horseman or a swordsman from a barbarian clan, it doesn't count. You don't get the hero score. But if you build one, the moment you build your first one, it definitely counts. It gives you the hero score you need. A challenge here is we have 2 wonder settles incoming that'll give us hero score. But outside of that, we are not going to build any unique districts. We are not doing anything. We may not have room for too many more things to do that give us hero score. Because if I'm aiming for a golden age next era, and if that seems like it is not happening, I'd happily take a dark age over a normal age. Yeah, let's try to go for a back-to-back golden age here.
I'm also interested in...
Damn it, we lost the hanging gardens. Okay. Sweet. We have iron right under our holy site. Cool. We got a free builder from the tribal hut. What does this guy do? I think this guy needs to go north and help out with the Kilimanjaro city, or improve some tiles here. There's one more chop. Let's do that. Our second settler is up. I think let's try to get closer to Ayutthaya. Something that gets us within range of all the jungle tiles east of us. I think settle right there. And let's put the holy site down. So one miscalculation, or not a miscalculation really, but like something I didn't think about too much, is we just have this one city with a strong holy site. So our faith per turn is actually not that strong. It's only +17 right now. In time it will get crazy, but right now it is not. So I think prioritizing our settlers is, or rather building settlers is far more important here, and I don't think we have the faith to kind of crank out or faith buy settlers at a fast clip. So let's hard build as many as we can, at least until Rio gets to 7 pop. Then we'll start thinking about a third district. In hindsight, right, the chops wasted on hanging gardens would have been better spent on settlers here. I could have chopped some out. Okay, so Uluru settle is already under loyalty pressure here, so we gotta be a little smart about this. I think 3 or maybe even 4 cities surrounding Uluru will be fine. But the first city that I settle, especially if it's close to a monitor and definitely if it is close to Mero, she's going to ask us to not settle close to us, and that could create a problem. But yeah, we may have to deal with some grievances there, which could make it likely that she does not stay friends with us, and then we have to start thinking about war. I think maybe settlers, builders, or more military. That's pretty much the choice we gotta make here. Right, so looks like Babylon has a decent tundra spawn, and the Unsumber Hollow Wonder is close to Babylon. The AI generally does not do a great job of settling wonders optimally. So let's see if Babylon does something different here. Let's place the holy site down for Fortaleza. I think I can overcome the loyalty pressure with my city settles, but I think the 2 cities that I want to put down, one probably east of Uluru and one probably south of Uluru, and we'll figure a spot out for them, or the right spot for them. But I think those cities, if I want to keep like the grievances low, I need to settle both cities at the same time. I think this spot is fine. We have Sao Paulo settled, and I think there is a +8 holy site, but I think I'll go for the +6 because the +8 is really next to... Yeah, the volcano is unreliable. It will go off at some point and crush those rainforest tiles. Oh, damn it. She asked for the promise. Okay, that's fine. We'll deal with the grievances, and we are still far away from the point where we can get an alliance with her. Typically, when you're allied with someone, the grievances they will build up, but they will actually degrade pretty fast. I do want to settle these cities here, but maybe that's not the right play. I think maybe I should settle in a spot that I don't have to worry about grievances just yet. Because odds are, considering how Mero is placed, she's going to settle something in that desert. It's just a matter of time. And when she does, maybe we have enough loyalty built up, or enough population built up that we can loyalty pressure her cities. But it's going to be so close to Mero, so I don't expect that. If I want war, or if I want to invite war, I think I should settle these right now. But if I can avoid that, actually it'll make for a simpler game. Or maybe just YOLO the strat, put the settles down, take the grievances, and deal with whatever happens. Oh, I should have paid more attention to... Yeah, we lost Hildegard, or we will lose Hildegard rather. That's fine. Can't do much about it. We are at political philosophy, and I think we are going to pick Classical Republic here. Let's try to get great scientists. Let's do production towards settlers, and I think I'll leave the great scientist in. I'm not expecting to get great scientists here. I think all great scientists are highly contested this game. Yeah, I think we should just beeline for theology now. Focus on our religion game. If I have a spot, and I need to look at the map here, but if I have a spot to put Mahabodhi, I will. Yeah, in a jungle heavy area, it's very hard to find a spot for the Mahabodhi. The Apadana is available, and I'll try for it. Let's try to get a couple of more settlers before we try spend some production on the Apadana. Again, in hindsight, the Apadana should have been the wonder I tried for, attempted instead of the Hanging Gardens.
Sometimes the wheel turns.
All right. The countdown for the next age has started here. So I'm going to get 2 for the Uluru, 1 for the Desert Settle, maybe 1 for the proximity to a monitor. That's going to give me 1 point for sure. I could buy a boat if I see a camp that a barbarian clan, a naval or coastal barbarian clan can give me a boat. But I have 11 more points to get, and this might be a challenge. So I think the desert cities are not going to get holy sites, because I can't expect a better than a +2 or a +3 holy site around Uluru anyways. I can make better use of desert Uluru with a combination of preserves and potentially get Petra later. And if Nazca's in the game, that could actually help too. The question is, yeah, the desert cities are going to be starved for food and growth very early, so I think I'm forced to go preserve first and try to raise the production and food in those cities somehow. Maybe use internal trade routes. Might be forced to lead with the granary here too. As Brazil, I mean, deserts are not attractive at all. But I mean, it's fine. We'll make this work. The city, the Uluru city, it's going to take a while to develop, but it will be good. I'm going to figure out a settling plan to this land west of my capital. I think I can easily squeeze in like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 cities if I do this right. More cities is not important, but having every city having the ability to build a strong holy site is actually more important. Even though some of the coastals, I think I'll lead with the harbor. I could lead with the harbor rather than a holy site, but let's see. All right. We have a camp that can give us a boat. That's great. And I think we will get that right now. And we will suzerain Lahore. So that gives us 0 score. We are up to 59. And yeah, I think I will settle the desert now. Let's start work on a horseman. The horseman is going to give us, I think 1 point towards our 0 score. So that leaves us 7 off so far. We still have the 4 coming in from the settles. We might be 1 or 2 off at the end of the day. Oh good god, that boat is dead. Alright, Uluru settle is in place. The other desert city is also in place, and we are at 64. We are too short right now. Victoria needs a monument first, I think. But I think it'll be fine. I think these other cities around Victoria are going to grow in population, and that loyalty will be fine. But yeah, but these cities don't lead with a holy site. I think they need to lead with a... I should lead with a preserve in these cities. I'm going to get 1 from the horse, and I need 1 more point. I think we'll be fine. As long as we have 1 suzerain in place, we can try and raise gold and suzerain or levy the units. That will also give us an 0 score. Let's get a builder and try to improve the floodplain. I don't think I have earned an 0 score from the floodplain improvement. And yeah, we raised our grievances with a monitor. There is a non-zero chance that the next time we have the option to declare friendship with her, she is going to decline. And that could be the beginning of a whole new set of problems. We are setting up for religion and culture. The way I see it, war is a distraction. Now, when you play it at lower difficulties, you can generally do multiple things all at once. And you can come out ahead in one of them. It totally works. But at Deity, things get a little wild. We have theology, and scripture is a no-brainer here. I should plan some decent dams and industrial zones in the area on the floodplains. That farm gives us 1, and the horseman gives us enough to secure the next golden age. I think I need to beeline for Reformed Church, but we need to go through a bit of the top of the tree first to get to Reformed Church. But that's pretty much the next step here. Because when theocracy is available, we will switch to it. Alright. Medieval era. And I think back-to-back monumentality is excellent. Yeah, there is a lot to do from this point on still, and we're already close to the 100-turn mark. So like, key negatives, right? So we don't have our government plaza, we don't have our diplomatic quarter, outside of some overpowered holy sites. And actually, yeah, we have one decent campus, but besides that, we don't have any other districts. We have a crap ton of faith here, which we should leverage into something good soon, but things are just gonna take time. I still need my faith to get my expanse out. I will need my faith also to build some apostles. Maybe not missionaries, but definitely apostles. My general rule of thumb with apostles is if I spawn apostles with the debater promotion, I keep them. Else I will use them for enhancement, at least in the early game. Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to take a look and see what the other religions look like. But if there is even one religion on our continent, we are going to be swarmed with apostles and missionaries and just random crap from the AI. And we need our own apostles to fight that off. Because I think work ethic is the backbone of this empire right now. And if we end up losing our religion to Babylon or Byzantium, whoever else has a religion, that could be bad news for us. I think this monumentality, this golden age here, helps us get our other settles in place, get our initial religion game going stronger, and I think at some point we also want to enhance our religion. Not sure into what yet. We'll figure it out though. We need to plan to move Magnus out of Rio and move him into another city. I gotta see which ones are gonna give me better options to chop. But I think Salvador da Bahia is where I'll move Magnus. There are some decent things I could chop. Yeah, and this is a good spot to take a break here. Not everything has gone to plan as we thought it should, but I think we are still in a great spot here. There is still a decent amount of setup work to do, which kind of bothers me. Like I would have expected to be slightly ahead with my districts and my cities by now. But that's okay. We'll figure a way around the challenges that we have seen so far. Thank you for watching, and yeah, definitely tune into the next one.